Welcome, dear friends, to Kardec Radio. We are here together with the Spiritist Society of Virginia, welcoming you to one more online spiritual care. Welcome to this moment. I see Marinese and Robert. Welcome, welcome, John De Rosa. Welcome, friends. Remember, this is time for spiritual treatment. Of course, every time we do the good, it's healing in itself. But in our center at this hour, we dedicate to spiritual treatment. So if you are in need of anything, who isn't, right? We all are in need. This is the moment for us to find that quiet space, quiet time, and bring glasses of water or jars or bottles of water. Keep it close. If you want to put a very soothing instrumental music, you can. And this is an opportunity for us to allow the good spirits to visit us and take care of us and our homes. You know that God loves us immensely and unconditionally. Wherever we are in this world, there is no place where God is not. And if we voluntarily partake into this movement of harmonization, it's much easier for the good spirits, the messengers of God, to come and provide the remedies that you need, that we all need. So welcome to this online spiritual care moment with us. We're going to ask our dear friend Carol Correa to kindly join us and read a message that shall allow us to enter this mindset more easily.
Friends, tonight we are going to read a message from the book The Way, the Truth, and the Life by the Spirit Mentor Emmanuel through Chico Xavier. Tonight we're going to read message 157 entitled, Do This and You Will Live. And he said to him, Do this and you will live. Jesus. The case of the doctor of the law who asked Jesus about what he should do to inherit eternal life is highly significant for all those in search of Christ's blessing. This passage from Luke is very enlightening. Jesus is not surprised by the question, and since he was aware of the lofty intellectual intention of the inquirer, he asked him about his conception of the law. Jesus thus enabled him to see that the answer to his question was within himself, inscribed on the mental tablet of his knowledge. You have answered correctly, replied the master. And he adds, Do this and you will live. This statement is highly significant because Christ is speaking to a man who is in the prime of life. Even so, he declares, Do this and you will live. In fact, the meaning of the word live is not limited to bodily activity or certain conventional titles. Life encompasses higher spheres and other realms of superior achievement of sublime spirituality. The same gospel scene is repeated in many areas of daily life. There are many modern-day disciples who are fully aware of their responsibilities, but who still insist on asking for guidance from the divine messengers as to what is the best way to live their lives while on earth. But the answer is within them, in their heart, which fears responsibility, making decisions, and hard work. If you have received the light of the living faith, if you have benefited from the principles of salvation, then heed what you have learned from our Master. Do this, and you will live.
Thank you, Carol. This is a moment for all of us now to pray. So remember, when we are praying together here, we are collectively praying. It's completely different from individual prayers. We need to learn how to pray collectively. It requires a unity of thoughts and feelings, which is not simple, but it's a training. Why is it important? Because when we form this current, it's overpowered, of course. We have greater bandwidth, let's say this way. That's why Jesus says, when two or more are gathered in my name and praying, there he'll be. So we invite you to follow with us thoughts that are prayerful as we together raise our vibrations and connect even more with the higher spheres. Let us feel the loving care of the good spirits, the spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists who are here with us. Dear God, we have no doubt that you are always providing abundantly. You provide us with love, one that we are yet to fully discover, but we already feel the soothing vibrations of your protection, of your kindness enveloping us. Strengthening us, and mostly making us permeable to new understanding, which is the true healing. We want to understand what we haven't understood this far and see what we haven't seen. May the lesson of tonight be our main remedy. Meanwhile, we open the doors of our home to all of your messengers, humbly asking you for your loving care that we need, for we are still children and need great care. But count on us as well to support one another in this journey, in this moment that shall be deeply therapeutic. certain of your protection and guidance. We're honored to receive the permission to begin these moments of treatment for our souls and our bodies. And so be it. Dear friends, we are here to share with you. Our friend Luciana is going to lead us into the understanding of a passage, a moment, learning experience from Jesus. It is reported in the book Jesus in the Home. And we're going to show you the slides, and Luciana is going to share it with you.
Hello, dear friends. What a nice moment to be here together in learning with Jesus all these passages that was brought to us in his time and bring it to us so we can put in practice in our daily lives. So right now we are going to study the lesson of the Jesus in the Home, a book in which it brings us a lot of teachings and knowledge. The title of this chapter is The Crown and the Wings. And as we think about it, crown, what would be a crown for us? Something that is royal, something that we all want to achieve and we all want to have. And also the wings, right? So we can fly high. So today we will learn what the crown and the wings means to us. As Jesus coming in the passage, showing us, giving an example how to acquire the crown. And this crown is the crown of knowledge. So we can go to the next slides. And we will talk about of the glory of knowledge, right? Because once we know about things, we know about many, we have more opportunities and understanding of things. So this crown is the knowledge. And there are many ways for us to get to this part of the knowledge, right? It's not easy. It's not from one day to the other. It's a process. It's almost like our reincarnation. In our daily days, we go and read a little bit and get to learn a little bit more about new things. So this is what's going to happen to us. So Jesus comes and tells the disciple about the mountain of knowledge. In the next slide, we will see this beautiful mountain of the knowledge and how we can get to there, right? So we need to be prepared daily, every time that we wake up, how I want to achieve the knowledge, right? So Jesus was explaining to them that you need to work hard in order to achieve the top of this mountain. And it's very important for us to learn a lot in order to progress. Because if we are ignorant, like we say, there's no evil spirits, but ignorant spirits. So if we are ignorant, we cannot make a good decision in our lives. We won't be able to know the right or the wrong because we cannot know as much as we could. So that's why our guardian angel, our mentors are always telling us that we need to be progressing, that we need to take time to learn, to acquire this knowledge in order for us to be someone that can actually help not only us, but the others as well. And for that, you can see as an analogy in the next slide, as the chapter goes on, they're talking about the attires for you to climb this mountain. But you see that there's different colors, different type of outfits. And as Jesus are teaching the disciple that we need to change clothes, we need to be progressing as we go on and climbing on this mountain, we will have to leave some stuff that we start in the beginning. So let us put this clothes, this attire, as our reincarnation. So our first reincarnation, we're going to only be able to acquire X amount of knowledge. So we are climbing this mountain, and our goal is to become a pure spirit, just like Jesus, right? So we cannot achieve that in the same reincarnation. That's why every time that we reincarnate, we come back and have a new opportunity to learn something new. But if we want to bring this lesson closer to us, we can go and just see in our lifetime, when we were born as a baby, and we cannot make any decision. Our parents are there making the decisions for us. Hopefully our parents already acquire some knowledge to help us throughout the first phase as a child, right? So then later on we become a teenager or a toddler, and then those baby clothes doesn't fit anymore. So the same thing happened with this man climbing the ladder, climbing this mountain in order to achieve the top of knowledge in his life. So as we progress, we keep leaving clothes, we keep leaving things that is not useful for us anymore. But we always need to be grateful for everything that we receive at that time. So as we climb, as we change, as we go into this spiritual journey, as we become spiritists, we can see that we are becoming more aware, more knowledgeable. So we start doing this transformation. And yes, we can go to the next slide if you want. So we reach up to the top of the mountain once we have learned everything that we were supposed to learn. So in one reincarnation, we learn about how to be good. In this reincarnation, we are learning that we need to serve Master Jesus, that we need to be looking and seek for the good and molding and doing the good all the times. But in our past reincarnation, we learned something else, right? So this reincarnation is a mind opening for us, because we have so much to study, so much to know. So we are going to achieve this top. So we know a lot in this reincarnation. Figuratively speaking, there is still a lot for us to talk. I'm just going on to explain a little bit about this passaging. So this man climbed, took a long time for him to reach the top, and he got there, and now he has all the knowledge that he was looking for. And on the top, there was an angel telling him, "Oh, you did a good job. You were here, so you achieved the knowledge." But this man knew there was something else to acquire. So we were talking about he received, there's a crown and the wings. So the crown of the knowledge and the wings. He needs to acquire this wing as well. So as he was doing this conversation with the angel said, "Well, yes, you can acquire the wings as well, but in order for you to do that, knowledge is not going to be enough. So now you're going to trace your steps down to the mountain and see everything that you went through." And as he was going down, he had a halo right? Because now he has the halo of knowledge, the crowd of knowledge. So he was able to see much more. As the same happened to us as we go to school, as we go to classes or courses, we know much more and we see things different after we learn something, right? So put ourselves in this many steps as we acquire some good knowledge of things in life, and now we have to retrace our life. So we're going down, and as we go down, look what happened with this man. In the next slide, you can see that he started going down and he started seeing all the steps that he took, but he didn't recognize. So he was making fun, being sarcastic, he was laughing, he was making a joke to all of these people that were doing the same progress that he was doing before, trying to go up. He reached the top, become more knowledgeable. But now he's able to see more, right? Because you have more knowledge, you can see more clear, your thoughts are more clear, so you can see better, you can make better judgment. So this is what happened to him, but he didn't realize that all of these things that he was making fun, being ridiculous, making jokes to people were things that he used on the way up. So he was there going down. And one thing that we need to be careful when we acquire knowledge to all the people that live with us, that is in our network. Once we acquire the knowledge and there are others coming behind us, we need to remember to motivate them to go forward in their lives. Even though that they're just starting, like we can compare our parents and us as a kid, right? Again, when we are a kid, they are giving us the information, helping us to progress, hopefully. Some parents doesn't do that, and this is actually a crime because you need to motivate your kid to be better, to grow, to achieve better, have bigger goals in their life. So you need to stimulate them, help them to go forward. Otherwise, they will fail in their life. So this man, he achieved this knowledge in coming down. He was being very sarcastic, and many of the people that he met on the way, they just gave up and went back to the life of idleness. He wasn't doing anything good. And that was really sad, because once you put somebody down at this point, it's really sad because we are accountable for everything that we do to us and to others. So when you put someone down, it's something that you need to be really careful when you're doing. And of course, if you're ignorant, if you don't know about it, that is no way to say that you're gonna have to pay for it. But as we progress and as we learn, we just need to learn to be more gentle with people in our lives, so we don't become a man or a person like this man here. So he went back up on the mountain and talked to the angel. As we can see in the next slide, the angel told him that we need to have mercy and understanding, because when we are going up to this mountain, not being able to see anything, we were climbing step by step and change our tires, change equipment as we need in order to continue our journey. But then when we went up in the top and got the knowledge, and we come back and we see the same exactly things and tools that we use, and we don't recognize because we were not able to see, we were making fun. And then the angel called him out and say, you need to have mercy in order to acquire wings, in order for you to go to heaven and meet the creator, to meet the master. But in order to do that, you need to go through this process again, right? You need to go and have mercy and understanding with your brothers and sisters. And very interested in the next slide, I'm just going to read the whole passage for you because Jesus, he's so knowledgeable and he knows everything the disciples go through and how we go through in life. So let's bear with me as I read the last sentence of this passage. He says, there are many souls on earth who float to the luminous crown of knowledge, but their heart lies asleep in mercilessness, distinguishing themselves with their childish sarcasm and undue criticism, demanding cruel and poisoning by misunderstanding the demon their less and deeming their less knowledgeable or educated fellow beings. Instead of extending a fraternal hand to them in the realization that they too were once fumbling and imperfect, but as long as they decide not to help their less enlightened and fortunate neighbors by welcoming them with all of their hearts with sincere and devotion, they cannot receive the wings with which they can righteously fly towards heaven. So how this is so important to us to know, right? That we need to really put ourselves in people's shoes when they start to learn something, when they start a new profession, when they start to go to a school, when you have a baby, when you have something new in your life, when you are trying to acquire new knowledge, how patient we need to be with us. We need to have patience, be more tolerant, because there is a lot for us to grow in this process in order to learn. So this message is for us to meditate. How can we learn about us, about our reincarnation, about what we can be doing to know more in order to receive the halo of illumination to know about and help not only us, but the other brothers and sisters that we will meet in the path. But always remember, we need always to remember to be gentle, because we don't know the journey, the inside of someone. So we need always to be very careful, tender to our brothers and sisters as they go through their journey of enlightenment and acquire knowledge in their wings. So with that, we finish this passage of today, and we'll continue with the treatment.
Thank you, Luciana. So, dear friends, as we are all here, wherever you are, the main message for us, let us just think before we move to the passes and the magnetized water and the prayer. Let us think together, what is the main message that can serve as a remedy for us? There are so many aspects in the story. Of course, it's talking about mercy and understanding, reaching out to others who are in greater need than ourselves, who need the knowledge that we have at hand. There's so many things, or the experience, paying attention to people. There's nobody on earth who cannot be useful. Let us absorb this remedy, and throughout this week, recall it each and every day, so the good spirits can work with us, because when we raise our understanding and our acceptance of these teachings, our vibrations are higher, and when we vibrate higher, we make better connections with other minds that are more elevated, and thus quality of life for all of us within our minds and in our families as well. I'm going to invite now our dear friend Daisy, who will lead us into the virtual passes. Find yourself comfortable so we can move to this next moment.
Hello, dear friends. So now we invite all of you for this next moment. We're going to guide you through a visualization. So we ask you to, if possible, close your eyes and follow word by word, thought by thought, so that we can create this image and we can really transport ourselves there. And we're going to be receiving the treatment as we need as we go forward with this. So we invite you to close your eyes. And now we're gonna transport ourselves to a beautiful beach. Imagine yourself by the ocean, hearing the sounds of the waves as you walk in the sand by yourself. There's no one in this beach but you. And as you look in the horizon, you see that the sun is setting, but the rays of light still shine upon you. And as the waves come in and touch your feet, you feel that with each wave, you receive love, understanding, peace. And as the waves retreat in the ocean, they take away resentments, pain, diseases, and worries in our lives. And as a new wave comes in, it brings you peace, certainty, joy, and faith. And as this wave retrieves, it takes away the aches in your body, the anxiety, and the mental vibrations that do not serve you any purpose. And by your side, you now feel a loving hand touching your shoulders. And as you look up, you see Master Jesus by your side. And he embraces you with a big smile and a gentle hug, whispering in your ears, "You are loved. You are a beautiful, loving child of God. You are peace, and you are joy of living. And you feel as Jesus embraces you. He melts into your heart, and his light enveloped you, encourage, giving you the remedies that you need right at this moment. And feeling the protection of Jesus now within and around you, we invite you for our final prayer, led by our dear friend.
Remaining with our eyes closed and the beautiful image of Jesus with us, let us pray together. Dear Master Jesus, thank you so much for the beautiful and therapeutical session that we received today. Thank you for sending your loving doctors and nurses. And we trust that all of us are receiving the necessary treatment that we need. Dear loving Master, we thank you for always being with us and pushing our boundaries to go beyond our comfort zone. Let us listen to the message of knowledge at the same time that we demonstrate compassion, as this benefits each one of us. Let us reflect that when we grow faster by going together, by lifting up other people, by giving a helping hand. Master Jesus, you are the best guiding model that we had, and even you had help of a team. So let us together team up with you and with the rest of the planet so that we can help in the moments of healing of the whole world. And dear Master, we ask you that you bless the water that we're about to have with the healing remedies that we need. And with your permission and your protection, we would like to close these reflective moments of today, and so be it.
Thank you, Paloma. Thank you, friends. Thank you, all of you who have been here. Should you have any question or any request, send a message to us, either to the center, the Spirit Society of Virginia, ssvirginia.org, website, or kardecradio@gmail.com. We wish you lots of blessings and lots of good compassion, good feelings. May your homes continuously receive the blessings of these moments. Thank you, friends, and until next time.